You see, my mom knows this lady, and apparently her husband was addicted to porn, and they've been married like all these years, and they have children, and she's divorcing him because he won't like give up his addiction. And as far as I'm concerned, the only thing that needs to be addicted to anything that my man needs to be addicted to is me. And I don't know if that's love, I don't know what that is, but to me that seems right, and that's what I want. And I know I'm young, but I have this fear because it seems to be that nowadays people have sex with more and more and more people, and I am afraid that ultimately I'm going to end up with somebody who has the equivalent of, you know, a porn star without the light camera actions part of it. And God knows maybe some of them have had the light camera action part of it. I don't know, and that scares me.
My name is Megan Nikituk, and I'm a college student. Actually, my hope is when I'm done with this will mean that I'm no longer a college student and have graduated. I'm planning on making a documentary to try to understand the male species better, I guess.
Lately, I have been having very strong feelings about what I want in a relationship, and I hear all these stories of things going wrong, of, you know, men addicted to porn and men addicted to this. I am just afraid that I am going to grow up and end up marrying a man who has been so sexually active it's beyond my belief. And that scares me because I don't know if that's good or bad. And I am really worried about things like this.
So, I've decided though to make a film this last year. What my chances are of marrying a man whore.
When I mean man whore, I don't mean whores in terms of somebody who sells their body, obviously. I don't think I would ever wind up with somebody who sold their body anyway. But when I'm talking about man whore, I guess it's the version of what men call women sluts.
I'm talking about boys. I guess boys, men, I don't know what they are, who have only one thing on their mind, and that is sex. Because I personally don't want to end up with somebody who right now I think has slept with a lot of girls, because I just think that that's a little ridiculous.
Although I am only 21, this stuff you have to think about, because when is too soon? And it's something that bothers me. It doesn't necessarily scare me, but it definitely makes me think. And I don't know if any of this thinking is good. I don't know what it is, but that's what I want to know. What my chances are of marrying a man whore.
You know, you hear these stories of people who just sleep around and have all the sex, and it scares me a little bit, because I think, where have they been? You know, what diseases do they have? Who knows where he's planted his seed and what damage it has done. It's just one of those things that you find out again. Like, you find out that this boy that you know, who seems really nice and innocent, has had sex with all these girls, had oral sex with even more, and you're like, he's 22 years old, and why should that shock you when people have sex in here? It shouldn't shock me. But the thing is, I still am being shocked every day by such things, and I'm afraid. I'm afraid that I'm going to end up with these people who, I don't know if it's, I'm afraid I'm going to end up with people who have more experience than me or what. But, you know, I don't want it. I just want a good, I don't know what I want, but that's it.
Now that I've been home, back around my dog, Murphy, who's a puppy, makes me think again about this whole thing with men sleeping around. Murphy, who's been neutered, still has tendencies to want to hump me when I come home. Things like this seem a lot easier out in the natural world of animals who live on instinct, instead of us humans who have to question everything that we do. And maybe that's my issue right now, is I just am questioning too much. See, it annoys me when he does it, and he's just a dog and he has no control. So these boys who just sleep around all the time, is that it? Do they not have any control over what they do? Are they just like a dog and all they can do is hump? Because to me, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, there we are. Zoom in. Oh my god. She's so humping him.
Girl and guy humping, making out on the snow. So, starts out, snow, right, wonderful place for drunk boys to play and throw balls and wrestle. So there was some wrestling going on. It was quite, gladiator-like, you know. You felt like you were just back in the Roman times with, Roman gladiators. Yeah, it was wonderful. Showing off, I don't know. Girl comes in. Typical story, I've seen it happen before, not always in the snow, not always quite like this. Girl comes in and says, I can wrestle you. I'm going to throw you down. So she throws him down, you know. They have a little tiff. He wrestles, she wrestles. Humping took place, you know, both her on top, him on top. It happened both ways. Public. They were in the snow probably for about an hour and a half, which I would never do. But anyway, the truth of the matter is at one point, I think somebody came out and was like, why don't you just, the two of you just have sex? And she stands up screaming, I've never had sex! I'm not going to have sex for the first time in the snow! So that's what she screams. And why can't a human being who's supposed to be more advanced than animals think all they think about is sex? And I mean, luckily Murphy is neutered, because anytime he runs away, he could end up just humping any old bitch, and we don't want him doing that. So we got him neutered, thinking, oh, he'll stay home and he won't hump. Wrong. So we can't even neuter men, maybe. You know, later on we do believe that we saw the boy sneak around one side and leaving her behind. I think she might have thought at that point, because when she left, she did say, I feel so stupid. Am I stupid? And her friend's like, no, you're not stupid. But I think she was stupid, probably, because she got kind of played. Nothing really happened. You know, you could tell there at the end, he just wants nothing to do with her. He's like, I didn't get any action. I didn't get anything from this. She's crying. What do I do with dumb, drunk girl who I don't know, who I just want to have sex with? Well, that's what I'm assuming is what his mind was saying. So that all happened. And everything was very traumatic, and it's just interesting to see human behavior evolve. Humping, I had discussed about how my dog likes to hump, and it's proven. And in situations like this, it's not necessarily about the guy being a whore, but obviously you could tell he did want something, because he was playing into it. And after she stood up and said her "I'm a virgin" speech, you know, things got a little curious. It seemed like, you know, maybe nothing was going to develop. And I honestly believe nothing did develop from that. And except they probably were a bit hypothermic and stupid. So that's that.